All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So, one thing for me at least that was pretty shocking was the fact that Robert Saleh and the New York Jets organization decided to keep everybody in the same exact positions that they are. They haven't made any sort of coaching moves, any sort of coaching decisions. They haven't had any sort of departures, any additions. It looks like everything is status quo. And on one hand, you're saying, okay, well, at least there's continuity, and that is an important part of NFL, really football from top to bottom. But in the case of the New York Jets, where you look at their offense and it's god awful, and that's not something I feel, that's just a fact. It's horrendous, right? I mean, we've talked about it all season. The Jets cannot throw the football. They cannot run the football. They cannot protect the quarterback, and they cannot run block. Now you add that in with free agents disappointing like Lazard and trading Hardman. Dalvin Cook didn't really live up to his big contract that he got from Joe Douglas. You factor in Nathaniel Hackett as a play caller. At some point you have to look at the entire unit, right, as a collective bunch, and ask the question, how is this acceptable? How is it possible that there's going to be no changes here when we were this bad across the board? It wasn't like, oh, we were really good at throwing the football. We're having tons of success there, but we can't really run the ball. We feel a little bit better about it this year. Let's keep everybody in-house, and hopefully we'll get back on the right track. It's not like we were good in one area and we're not in the other. We were collectively bad from top to bottom here. So the most shocking, right? You can make an argument for Saleh staying. You can make an argument for Hackett staying because he's Rodgers, buddy. But Todd Downing and Keith Carter, passing game coordinator and Downing, and then Keith Carter, obviously running game coordinator and offensive line coach, both of them are staying as well. And to me, this was just flat out shocking. I think when you listen to what former Titans tackle Taylor Lewan had to say about Keith Carter in the past, whether it be practice habits or whatnot, or the tweet that he put out, I believe it was yesterday, in regards to Mike Vrabel being fired, Taylor Lewan literally singled out Keith Carter in his post, basically having Vrabel's back. And not only just that, but Mekhi Becton responds to Taylor Lewan's post, agreeing with what Lewan had to say, and this was the post. Still blown away Vrabes was fired this afternoon. Guy's a dude's dude who got players ready every week with a clear game plan. Loved him as a coach, except in 2018. Loved his coaching staff. Besides Keith Carter, it was hard work, but it was always worth it. I have no doubt my son will find a new head coaching job in the very near future. Cheers to Mike Vrabel. And then to make things even worse, Breece Hall ends up replying to the tweet with a bunch of laughing emojis in regards to Lewan, saying that about Carter. I mean, man, why? I really don't understand why the New York Jets have to have drama like this. Or why, certain decisions are made, certain decisions are not made. It's just so weird, and I just don't like it at all. It's kind of one of these situations where, common sense tells you there's more to the story here. There's more to the Jets wanting to keep him in-house, because if everything, whether it's player-coach relationships, practice habits, injuries, former working relationships with players, just reputation across the league, and most importantly, when we just reflect at 2023, the production is not there whatsoever. How does that warrant the Jets to be totally fine with everything in place? One thing I've been saying in these past couple of videos is at least bring in an offensive consultant, somebody who has no ties to Aaron Rodgers, somebody who has no ties to Nathaniel Hackett, somebody who could come in and say, okay, this is what the offense is doing well, that we should lean into this area, but we need to dump this. This area sucks. Nathaniel Hackett, I don't know you. I don't really care how the Jets do. This is just my job to analyze the offense. So I'm not I'm not really too concerned about hurting your feelings or hurting your ego. This is just what it is. Saleh needs to hear this. Woody needs to hear this. Douglas needs to hear this. And we can move forward from there with a clear picture on what the offense is good at and what they're bad at, where are the areas of improvement, the positives, the negatives, and we just have, again, a crystal clear picture on what needs to be addressed moving forward, as opposed to living in the dark and just saying, well, everybody's in-house, everybody's rolling out a bad product. Do we really know exactly what's going on? Because even in that, from week 1, right, week 1 against the Buffalo Bills to week whatever it was, 18 against the New England Patriots, the offense really just did not look like they knew what they were doing. So anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section on this. Is it a big deal? Is it just, nothing really at all? For me, I do find it a bit concerning. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts. And as always, go Jets.